How can anyone resist an opportunity to cross the country on the back of a motorcycle? The wind in your face, fantastic vistas to behold, and adventures to experience. That is exactly what I did this summer, starting in central Tennessee, riding across the country to the mountains of Colorado, the deserts of Arizona, and the coastal beaches of California. Then a return trip via the Grand Teton Mountains and Yellowstone Park. This video is part one of a two-part series. This first video will cover the trip from Tennessee to Tehachapi, California. One of the best things I like about Tennessee is that every small town has a diner where you can get a terrific breakfast to start the day. On my trip out west, especially in Kansas, in many small towns the only place to eat is a gas station, not my first choice for a meal. I took advantage of Doris's Diner in Salina, Tennessee to eat a hearty breakfast on the day I left. Crossing southern Kentucky, I spotted this tall structure that reminded me of Washington's Monument in D.C. This was a poor replica poured in concrete, but it was impressive up close. My second day's adventure would take me 468 miles from Mountain View, Missouri to Greensburg, Kansas. The day started out with miles of cornfields, but as I got further into Kansas, the terrain turned to prairie grasslands. In Greensburg, I found the Kiowa County Campground, an excellent facility that was free. The only downside was the BNSF railroad right next to my campsite. Honestly, I didn't hear the trains all night. I must have been too tired to hear them.
Here I am. I'm in the middle, I'm in the middle of nowhere, but actually I'm on the border of Kansas and Colorado, and there ain't nothing here. I want to go ahead and pan around and show you. I've been on this road and I only passed one car.
After a long, hot day, I arrived in Walden, Colorado on a Friday night at 6 p.m. with no reservations. This is the only accommodations I could find, and this is exactly how I found this motel. I thought it was abandoned when I first drove by, but I turned around and stopped, and lo and behold, it was open.
The area behind me is called the Spanish Peaks. We'll just do a little panorama here. Show you what the area is like here. Starting my way up into the mountains here. Anyways, looking forward to the day. Got my next 3 days booked out, so I know where I'm going to be staying at, and I'm on my way. Well, I just came over Wolf Creek Pass, over 10,000 feet, and man, I can tell it by the, I was so out of breath up there at that high altitude. But anyway, I'm heading back down the mountain now.
My fifth day on the road would turn out to be one of the best. It started out in Mancos, Colorado and ended in Flagstaff, Arizona. It included the Valley of the Gods, the Mookie Dugway, and Monument Valley.
Well, this is Avenue G, and I'm heading to the Valley of the Gods turnoff. That should be now another 30 miles, and then we'll really get some interesting landscape. Okay, folks, here we're looking into the Valley of the Gods. I'm stopping here just to get a big overlook. I'm going to go down in that valley on a dirt road, and I'm going to go through all those buttes down there. So, just a couple more miles down, I'll hit the turnoff. Well, here we are, folks, in the Valley of the Gods. The road is fantastic. The weather is absolutely perfect. Couldn't ask for any better. It's a beautiful place. Got some people camping out here. Okay, folks, we're kind of at the apex of the Valley of the Gods road. This is quite scenic right here. If we look right over here in front of us, I believe those are called the Four Chiefs. I think that's the name of that rock. All these rocks have different names. There's a big one there. One of them's called the Battleship. Not sure where that one's at. I think I passed it. Anyway, we'll just do a circle around there. All right, we have to get a little selfie here. There's quite a few people on this road, believe it or not. There's numerous cars. But anyways, it's a great road. It's in perfect shape. The weather's great. And anyways, you can see from the previous videos, the place is very beautiful. All right, over and out. Okay, folks, I made it to the end of the Valley of the Gods road, and now I'm back on the highway, but where I'm going, see that bluff up there? We're going to the top of that. See that paved road? Well, it ends in about 100 feet, and it's just switchbacks all the way up to the top. And it's called Moki Dugway, and we're heading up there now. As you can see, it starts right there, and then it heads up and does switchbacks going up. So. We're most of the way up, but this is where we've been coming, up this road right here. It's a slow going because there's a lot of washout, wagon ruts or whatever they call it, washboard. Anyways, that's what makes it tough. But anyway, we're heading to the top. Where we're at is called Miley Point. I'm going to walk out to the edge, check this place out. Whoa, Nelly. Look at that. We'll go up there on that peak and take a shot. But that's a river canyon down there. had my time here at Miley Point. I had some lunch. All the tourists left. Had a van full of French people. Nice lady took my picture for me. Anyways, they left. So now it's time for me to head on back down into the valley and head for Flagstaff, Arizona. So let's go. Alright folks, this is called Monument Valley, heading to Flagstaff. A lot of traffic on this road.
My next leg was a short one from Flagstaff to Kingman, Arizona via White Horse Lake near Williams, Arizona.
I'm about 8 miles outside of Williams, Arizona. The dirt road here, going up to a lake called White Rim Lake. And anyways, I went up there and had me a little snack. I'm on my way to Kingman, Flagstaff. Anyway, let me just give you a little location around here. Big open plain here. Down the end of the road there, I don't know if you can see some cattle down there, but there's a whole herd of cattle covering the road, so we'll have to be careful.
A stop at the Historic Brewing Company for refreshments in Williams, Arizona, and to watch the zip line across the street. After a pleasant night's rest at my Airbnb in Flagstaff, I now needed to formulate a plan to cross the desert. Temperatures in Needles, California were forecasted to be 114 to 115 degrees. There was no way I could cross the desert in those temperatures. I could cross at night, but that held its own dangers with animals or debris on the road. I would need another plan. I eventually decided to spend the night in Kingman, Arizona. This would allow me to get an early start and cross the desert before the temperatures got crazy hot. I was up at 3:15 and on the road by 4:15 a.m. I blew across the desert and arrived in Barstow at 9:15. It was dark for the first hour, but I was willing to live with that. Mission accomplished. It was really easier than I anticipated.
Hey, look, after about 2,400 miles, I don't know how many days it's been since I left Tennessee. Finally made it to Barstow, the iconic symbol there on Route 66. And another couple hours, I'll be at Mary Helen's house. And I'm going to go up over the mountain and see Big Bear. Haven't been up there in 30 years, and check that out on the way to Redlands. A little shortcut. But anyway, it's been a long journey, and it's not even halfway done yet. All right, over and out.
Barstow to Lucerne Valley, over the mountains through Big Bear, and then drop into Redlands would finish my day.
All right. Hello, folks. My wife was always complaining that I was scrunching my face because the sun was shining in it. And I've been carrying these glasses for 2,500 miles. I never put them on. Well, I think that'll solve our problem. But anyway, we're in Lucerne Valley, and this is a dry lake bed. Obviously, you can see that. And the mountains right behind us. We're going to head up those. We're going to go over those mountains to Big Bear, and then drop down into Redlands, Mentone, and then Redlands. So got the last leg of my journey to my West Coast destination here. So anyways, let's get going. There's the desert valley behind us. We climbed up from way down there. Still got a little ways to go. A few more miles up here, we'll probably get a good look at Big Bear Lake. But anyways, this road right here is very busy, and there's really some tight hairpin turns on it, and people are speeding pretty good. All right, out.
While in Southern California, I replaced my air filter and put on a new rear tire. I also split lanes for the first time on the infamous Southern California freeways. It was nerve-wracking at first, but I got the hang of it and really enjoyed passing all the stopped cars. After spending time in the Southland, it was time to move on to my brother's house in Tehachapi. I would avoid the interstate and head over Cajon Pass on the old Route 66 to Wrightwood, and then hit Highway 138 in Little Rock. Next stop, Willow Springs, and then up the hill to Tehachapi.
Well, hello folks. I'm taking a shortcut here. I've come back from that direction there, which was the Cajon Pass. So I branched off and took this dirt road here, and we're cutting through and gonna go towards Wrightwood. So I should hit up some pavement here in a couple more miles. But I never knew this road was here. It's an interesting little road. I haven't seen anybody on it yet. But let me give it a pan around. I'll show you where I'm going up ahead. Hello folks, I just come down from Wrightwood, Lone Pine Canyon Road as I'm on. I'm heading down into the desert. It's nice and cool up here, but I suspect it's going to be quite a bit warmer down there. What you're looking at in the distance there is the desert where Edwards Air Force Base is. And if you can see the white area back there, that's one of the dry lake beds there. But anyways, I'll be heading down towards Pear Blossom, Palmdale, and then up to Tehachapi. So, great ride so far. Traffic's not bad at all, but there are a lot of people up here camping. But over and out. All right, well, I'm on this little road called Cameron Road, little shortcut bypass I took going to Tehachapi, but you can see the windmills behind me. My trusty utility mule there, the Himalayan's running great. Anyways, I'm only 10 miles from my destination for today. So anyways, over and out.